Alrighty guys, welcome back. Beta 6 is out. This is iPadOS 26, Beta 6, everything that's new, and all the improvements, all that good stuff. Let's see, I don't know, let's see the improvements, let's see how it's holding up, and if anything new has been added. But yeah, let's check it out. Beta 6, you guys, let's go.
Well, everyone, Apple just released iPadOS 26 Developer Beta 6 to test out, to try out, and see if they were able to squash any bugs, give us any new features or any improvements. So, without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's find out what Apple gave us for Beta 6. Let's get into it. But now, if you do enjoy videos like this one, where we keep you up to date on all things public beta and developer beta when it comes to iOS and iPadOS, consider subscribing to the channel. But now, let's talk about iPadOS 26 Beta 6. Well, everyone, let's hop right into this, and like I mentioned, we are on iPadOS 26 Beta 6, and I'm using my M4 iPad Pro, the 13-inch variant, so you guys get an idea of what the build size and build number are. So if we go into our photos, you can see that it's about 10 gigabytes of space that needs to be taken up, so give yourself at least 20 gigs of open storage in order to get this installed and installed correctly, and leave some comments down below of how big the update size was for you guys. I'm always curious to know what the differences are depending on what piece of hardware you have. And then in terms of build number, if we go into our settings, let's full screen this because, of course, now we can. But we'll go to our general, go to our about, go to our iPadOS version.
Everything's looking so much smoother now.
5318 lowercase c, meaning that we're probably on a weekly schedule moving forward with iPadOS 26 until we get the RC edition, and I believe September 9th.
That's what it's called, RC, the RC edition.
The public release of iPadOS 26. To all supported iPads, which is going to be a lot of iPads. So definitely check out if your iPad will be supported by iPadOS 26. You might be surprised that your older iPad will have that support. But now, in terms of what's new, I'm going to overlay some footage. I wasn't able to actually screen record this or anything, but the first thing that you're going to notice when you open up iPadOS 26 Beta 6 is going to be a new kind of walkthrough splash screen video, which kind of lets you know exactly what you're getting yourself into when it comes to this new beta update. For example, it goes through the new windowing system briefly, it goes through the new liquid glass design briefly, your new dock briefly, and just gives you an idea of what you're about to get yourself into. So if you are somebody who's getting the public version for the first time, you're not dealing with any of the betas, the public or the developer beta,
That's pretty
all the
cool.
new windowing stuff is going to be just brand new to you in September. This is just giving some people the idea of, hey, this is what it's going to look like. This is kind of the new navigation style of the new windowing system for iPadOS. So definitely get used to it, and I'm glad that they did that to, again, bring people some context as to what exactly is going to happen with their new iPad.
That's
and then in
cool.
terms of what's actually new, the one thing that we did notice is if we go into our settings and if you go down to sound, Apple did give us some new ringtones early on in this beta update, but if we go into sound and go into this reflection standpoint and go to default, you can see that we got a bunch of new ones. So we have the default one, we have the buoyant one, dreamer, pond, pop, reflected, surge. These are all brand new ringtones that were added to both iPadOS and iOS. So if we click on one of them, you can hear them. They're kind of nice. They're different, but they still kind of have that essence of that original one, which is this default one.
No new wallpapers.
So they're sort of all a different instance of each other, just kind of with different formats and different overlays. But at the end of the day, you know, new ringtones are always an added welcome bonus whenever you're talking about a new beta update. And then the other thing that you notice right away is just how much quicker apps are opening. So if I open these apps up, they're opening extremely quickly. And there's kind of a new animation that's almost kind of like a genie in a bottle situation that's happening, which I think is really cool. So it kind of like slides out depending on if you're going with a big size or if you're going into windowed mode. So if I make this smaller, and then let's say if I minimize it, and then open it again, it'll come out in this kind of genie style format, which is kind of coming out, and it's all relative to where it is on the screen. So if I pop it up from this side, it'll come in from this side, versus if I pop it in from the left side, it's going to open up from the left side if it's a brand new application. So a new animation style is cool, and then like I said, it just works a lot faster than it did before. And this is the first time I haven't had to like reset my iPad every single time I get a new update, because it is just working very, very quick out the box. The next change that happened is in your messages application, when you first open up Beta 6, this unknown sender section, which was added in iPadOS 26 and iOS 26, will not be there. So this unknown sender section filters everything based on, again, people that are unaware, or maybe you're not supposed to be getting those messages, or it's spam, or some sort of advertisement, and all goes here. And what Apple did is they actually removed that as by default, and if you go into your settings and go into your messages, you have a new toggle and section over here for unknown senders. So screen unknown senders is now a toggle, so you can toggle it off. If I go back into my messages application, you can then go in here and see that that unknown sender section is gone, and it's going to go into the manage filtering. Same thing with the recent deleted, spam, and messages. So if I go back there, I can actually toggle back on, it'll come back, and then also you can then allow for notifications, because by default, before, if something went into your unknown sender section, you would not get a notification, because again, it's an unknown sender. You would get that little badge that let you know, hey, you have a few messages in this unknown sender's category, but you would not get a notification. You can now toggle that on if you would like to, and then also you can even toggle off and on the filter spam section, and then that'll get removed as well. So some new updates to the messages app, always a welcome addition to be able to filter everything a lot easier. And then like I mentioned, performance-wise, everything is just a lot snappier. Everything seems to be moving. Everything seems to have a place. It looks like Apple went even further back into their liquidy glass situation. Does this still stretch out? Yes, it does. So for the most part, everything has stayed the same. We got a couple new things, but let's look at the actual battery life perspective and how we did with Beta 5 especially. So if we go into view all battery usage, you can see that we're getting about 3 hours and 17 minutes of screen on time, but on a day like Thursday, 4 hours and 44 minutes of screen on time. So the battery life does vary depending on the day, depending on the task.
Wow.
But I haven't been worried about my battery life when I am using it, and I use it for hours on end every single day. Of course, I plug it in when
4
necessary. As you can
hours?
see here, when I do charge it
What
on
the-
like Friday, we got 4 hours and 15 minutes on a 48% charge. So we easily could have gotten 8 hours of simultaneous work with LumaFusion, the Files app,
not
and
bad.
Blackmagic taking
Not
up a
bad
lot
battery.
of that battery life. And then just as I continue to say, things feel snappier, apps are opening up faster. It's early days with Beta 6, but leave a comment down below how you're feeling about Beta 6 overall, what you've noticed, if anything different at all, because overall, things just seem to be snappy, everything seems to be there where it needs to, and then,
It does
again,
look a
things
lot
are just
snappier.
resizing and moving super, super quickly, as well as all the apps opening very seamlessly. So all that is amazing, but that's all the changes that we saw with Beta 6. Again, these are all going to be more bug improvements and bug fixes overall versus anything drastic that's changing, but let's finish up this video. So that will just about do it for this update, everybody. As you saw, there wasn't a ton of new changes or differences. Everything just got a little tighter. Everything seems a lot smoother. We got some new animations, a bunch of new ringtones, which is great. But again,
Just things are
Apple's
getting a little
ready
smoother.
for this to come out to the entire public, and it shows with the very first update that I mentioned, which is this walkthrough of what this new windowing system and what iPadOS 26 is going to be like, the task manager, the menu bar, all those good things that are coming to iPadOS 26, and Apple just didn't want to surprise everybody with a whole new system without at least warning them in the welcome and intro screen. But let me know in the comment down below if you guys are updated. Are you on the developer beta, on the public beta? Are you just going to wait until the first...
Well, that's basically it anyway. Alright, cool. We just get some, it's just more stable. It's more stable now. That's good. It's getting more stable. It's getting more stable. That's great. That's really good stuff. Good news. Good news. Yeah, I think we're going up to like Beta 8. I thought it goes up to like Beta 10. And then it goes to the RC, but nah, it's Beta 8. So I'm guessing it's Beta 8. Yeah, and then it goes to the RC1 and then RC2. I'm pretty sure there's 2 RCs. And then it goes to public beta. I mean public. It goes out to the public. So the full version comes out. So that's how it goes. Yeah, so that's basically it, you guys. If you guys enjoyed this reaction video, definitely drop a like, subscribe, turn your post notification bell on to be notified once I do upload next reaction. And I'll see you guys in my next reaction. Alright, take care, guys. See you guys.